into my kitchen. Today I'm here with 3 Easter dessert recipes. Can you believe Easter is almost here? Oh my goodness, I cannot, but I'm so excited. And I hope that today's video inspires you, whether you're hosting or if you're taking something to Easter dinner, or if you just need some spring baking inspiration. These would totally work for any time, but they do have some fun little Easter elements. So I hope that you enjoy. If you are new here, my name is Steph, and I make a lot of homemaking content, cooking being one of my all-time favorite ones to film. I'm honored that you are here today and that you clicked on this video. Thank you so much. While you're watching, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Easter dessert is. All right, without further ado, let's get into the first recipe. So to start off, we're gonna do an Easter cream tart. This is a super easy but super fun recipe, and it feels so special just by how we're gonna decorate it. And don't be intimidated by the word decorate, y'all. These are all easy Easter dessert recipes, okay? But they look impressive, which is my favorite combination, easy but impressive. So anyways, for this recipe, all you're gonna need is 5 cups of flour. I have 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs, and then 2 egg yolks, and just over 1.5 cups of butter. So super, super easy. To get started, I'm gonna beat my butter with the sugar. So now I'm just adding my flour and all the eggs, egg yolks and the whole eggs. We'll just beat that all together. This recipe is very similar to a sugar cookie recipe. I mean, I think essentially it is a sugar cookie recipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of make it come together by kneading it, and then we're gonna roll it out and let the fun begin. Okay, I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way and give us some space to roll out our dough. I don't know about you, but there's few things more fun than baking, especially for special occasions. I absolutely love it. Okay, clearly we're still a little crumbly. What I'm actually gonna do is divide these in half because we're gonna need 2 bunnies made. So I'm gonna just kind of put one off to the side, and then we're gonna roll this guy out. Now I have my parchment paper here, and we're gonna do it on here because obviously we don't want it to break, and that will make it easy to transfer into my baking sheet if I can ever get this started. Since when did I put purple tape on your parchment paper? Got it. So I'm just gonna do this number, and then we'll put that on there. And then we'll just go ahead and roll this out. So we're gonna make this super fun and Easterish with this little just cut up bunny. Y'all, I'm no artist or super crafty person, so bear with me with my very handmade design. But what I want to do is just trace this on here, and I do need to go a little bit bigger to make it a bunny head shape, which is so fun. There was a printout with the recipe, but it was a lot smaller, and I wanted mine to be nice and big, so I just kind of traced around it and made it a lot bigger. Okay, let's see if we fit on now. So close. We fit on our cookie sheet. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and get a knife and just cut along here. Okay, and I'm just gonna press this down one more time to make sure that we're hopefully Not gonna fall apart. Okay, then I think what I'll do is transfer and then cut out the center, since these narrow side parts are probably gonna be a little fragile. Let's cut out the center and we'll be good to bake. Okay, are we ready for the reveal? Da-da-da! There she is. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. I cannot wait to see this. I hope it doesn't deform too much while I'm baking it. I'm gonna patch it just a tiny bit here. It's pretty thick. But I'm gonna go ahead and bake this now at 350 for about 10-ish minutes. I'll check it, probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll see how she looks. In the meantime, I'm gonna quickly make my other one. We'll do just the same thing, so I'll be back after they're baked. So I'm gonna start with the white chocolate ganache for this cream tart. So I'm adding just about 2.5 cups of cream. And we're gonna let this get to about boiling stage. And then once this is just at a boil, we're gonna go ahead and add about 2.5 cups of white chocolate melting wafers. I think that's what they're called. And then we're gonna let this sit a little bit while they melt. And then we'll go ahead and just stir this till it's smooth and glossy. And then we'll set it in the fridge to cool. All right, up next, can you tell my amount of spices, is carrot cake bars. So these have a special place in my heart. Growing up, my dad loved carrot cake, and now it's the cake that my husband often requests for his birthday. So even though it might not be my top pick in a buffet line, I absolutely love making carrot cake because it reminds me of some of my favorite people. So to start with, I have 1.5 cups of avocado oil. You can use this or vegetable oil, any kind of neutral oil. And then I'm going to add 6 eggs, whole eggs this time. And then we're gonna whisk these together. Often I make a carrot layer cake. So this time, this is gonna be the easy version, but still so cute. And I would say this would be the perfect one if you have some kind of a like potluck situation, family gathering or church dinner or something. This would be a really good one to take there. Okay, so that's all whisked up. I'm gonna add 2 cups of sugar. I hate adding that much sugar to things, but what we don't do for some desserts, right? Usually, I know I've said this before, often when I'm cooking for our own family, we rarely use white sugar and all-purpose flour. I normally will substitute with maple syrup and some sprouted flour. I actually did put a little bit of sprouted flour in this recipe. I don't think you'll be able to tell when it's bars. Some things, like the cupcakes that we're gonna make in a bit, it would be more obvious because it's supposed to be this really light, fluffy thing. Sprouted flour is a little bit more dense, but in carrot cake bars, with all the carrots, it's a bit more of a dense cake anyway. So anyway, I put in a little bit of sprouted flour. I would say about 3/4 of this is all-purpose and then the rest is sprouted. So anyways, if it makes a difference, but you can totally use just all-purpose. Now I'm gonna add my dry ingredients, which is 3 cups of flour and then all the spices, which is such a fun part of the carrot cake. I have 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, so tasty. 2 teaspoons baking soda, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and then just a pinch of ground cloves and a pinch of salt. We'll just mix this until it's combined, and then we're gonna add our carrots. And again, this cake is fairly versatile. You could totally add raisins or pecans. I don't love raisins. I do really like pecans. I'm actually gonna garnish this cake with some pecans, but if you want extra crunch, you could put it in the batter. I would do probably not too much since we'll have some on the outside, but maybe like a cup of them would be good. Okay, now I'm gonna add all these carrots. And this is about 5 large carrots shredded up. And put that in there. I think the recipe said 16 ounces, so I'm gonna need a different spoon than this whisk. Hang on. This should work better. Okay, we're just gonna mix this together. And then we'll put it in our cookie sheet. I can't wait to try all this, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just butter this. And then we'll pour in our batter. And I'm gonna put this in the oven at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. I'll check it with a toothpick then and see if we're done, but right around that time. Look who joined me. Can you say hi? She's woke up from her nap and she's eating some cheese, right? You're so sweet. Okay, so while our carrot cake bars are baking, we're gonna go ahead and make the frosting. So we're just gonna make a yummy cream cheese frosting. I have 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm going to beat this first before adding the rest of the stuff. It just helps to keep it from being lumpy, as you all probably already knew, but there's that. All right, now I'm gonna add a stick of butter. And then we're just gonna beat this again to make it nice and smooth. All right, then add a little bit of vanilla, a little pinch of salt, and 4 cups of icing sugar. Do you think we can do this together? Ooh, there it goes. Okay, this is looking really good and creamy. Y'all want a lick? That looks so good. I'm gonna set this aside now and we're gonna make some little pretend carrots for the top. What I wanna do is just cut an actual carrot in the shape of a carrot. So I want like tiny little carrots that look like whole carrots. You can also just do this with icing, but I thought this was super fun idea, so I'm gonna try it. So I'm basically just making little triangles out of this, truthfully. It's quite a bit later now actually, but the last recipe that we're going to make today is a lemon-filled white cupcake. And what makes these guys so cute and so special for Easter is we're gonna make a little egg nests on the top. So let's get started with 2 sticks of butter in our mixer. We're putting this thing to good use today. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that up. If we turn it on, there we go. And then I have 1 1/4 cups milk. This is just raw whole milk from the farm here. Obviously you can use whatever milk that you want there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mix this, as well as 1 1/2 cups of sugar. Once that is well mixed up, I'm going to add my egg whites. So I have 6 egg whites here. I'm going to add them one at a time and beat it after each egg white to make sure that it's well incorporated. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 3 cups of flour, as well as 2 1/2 teaspoons baking powder, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then I wish I had vanilla extract. I don't have vanilla extract, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of almond extract. You can also add both. The recipe actually had both. I normally prefer vanilla over almond, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna mix this just till incorporated. You do not wanna overmix this, and then we'll put it into our little cupcake liners and we'll be ready to bake it. We're gonna make this about, well, no, that's over 3/4 cup full, almost to the top. pop these in the oven. Look at that. Aw, I think these are gonna be so yummy when they're done. Okay, I was mortified when I pulled out my carrot cake bars from the oven because it was completely slanted. You can tell I took some off the top here, trying to even it out a little bit. Thankfully, we're doing bars and not like some big like layered wedding cake or something. So we'll be okay. We'll cover it up with icing. It'll be fine. But I realized then that my rack in the oven was in crooked. So I just changed it like yesterday. I was trying to quickly put something else in anyway. I just didn't put it in quite right, and we have a crooked bars pan here, but we'll cover it up. It'll be fine, and I think it'll be cute. So let's get going. Our frosting is pretty thick, so I'm going to try to do almost like a crumb coat on here first. Make sure that I have especially all this open area that I scraped it off of covered, so that we hopefully don't get crumbs in our top frosting. Then I'll go in and try to make the pretty layer. And then for a design on here, I'm just gonna kind of do this number. There we go. And then I'm gonna get my pecans. Okay, this is what I'm gonna use for my toppings. I have a thing of chopped pecans and then a little parsley, which is gonna be my carrot tops, and then our tiny little pretend carrot, well, no, real carrots, but in pretend sizes. So I'm gonna start with putting the chopped pecans, just kind of making a border with it around the edge. This might only be bars, but they still gotta be cute. For me, that's my favorite part of cooking, is plating and making it look nice. I'm a firm believer that even if it's easy dishes, it can still look really professional and cute. Not all the stuff that I make looks professional and cute, but I like to try. That already looks so much better. Put a little bit more. All right, now what I'm gonna do is actually cut the bars so that I know exactly where to put my little pretend carrots. So let me grab a knife quick. That should do. Oh, it's so pretty. Now let's put our little baby carrots on. Parsley to use as carrot top. All right, what do you think? This is the finished look. Like I said, I feel like this would be so nice in some kind of potluck. Like, it's simple and yet so fun with the little details on it. So, carrot bars are done. I hope I'm not too back and forth. I know I'm kind of working on other things while the first thing bakes and things like that, but I'm getting ready now to make the filling for the Easter cream tart. So I have 300 grams of cream cheese here. A lot of these recipes are by weight, but this is about, I would say this is about 4 blocks of cream cheese. So I'm gonna go ahead and beat this up, and then we're going to add the cream and white chocolate that was cooling in the fridge. We're ready to assemble the tarts now. So they're not perfect. In fact, this one looks a little bit run, but isn't that fun? So I'm gonna just lay this big guy on here. And then I don't have an actual icing piping bag. Just grabbed this Ziploc, or not even Ziploc bag, it's just a plastic bag, and I'm just gonna use that. So we'll put some of our filling in here. Like that, and then I'll just snip the corner, and that'll do. Just pipe that onto here. And then we'll grab our other big bunny cookie. Uh-oh. Well, we got an ear. And just set it on top. Whew, that scared me. Thankfully, we're putting more of the filling on, so we'll be able to cover this up. And then for my favorite part, so I have some pansies here. Pansies are edible flowers, so don't need to worry about putting those on, and we'll just decorate. Okay, and then I also have these little chocolate Easter eggs. Put some of those on. All right, there we go. This is what it looks like done. Obviously, you could add like macaroons or all kinds of different things on here as well, but this is what I did. Pretty simple, but still super cute. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm tired. But we have one more dessert to finish here. So we're gonna dress up these little cupcakes. So to start off with, we're gonna put a little surprise inside. I made some lemon curd. Made it yesterday already, but I'll put the recipe in the description box. So I'm going to do the same idea as I did with the tart, using bags instead of actual decorating bags. Snip off the end, and then I'm just going to poke a hole in them and fill it. Then I'm going to get another bag and basically do the same thing except with this buttercream. And again, I'll put the recipe down below. This was getting so long. I did a couple of things off camera. But I have just this regular buttercream, and then I put in 1 drop of blue food coloring to get kind of this like Easter egg blue color. Now this would be really pretty if you had an actual decorating tip, but I'm just going to go in a circular motion to kind of mimic a bird's nest. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this, which is just some cocoa with some cream and some water, and then I'm gonna splatter these. Let's see how this goes. This should be fun. All right, and then I'll just put 2 of these little eggs on the top. All right, I hope you enjoyed baking with me today. If you try any of these recipes, I would love to know how they turn out for you. Happy Easter, friends. Have a great rest of the week. Bye.